Okay, yes. The slides for chapter number 3 I have already uploaded on my YouTube channel. So you may visit it, my channel, and you can download it. So this chapter is new, that's about the research problem and exploratory research. We already discussed about the exploratory research, what is it? So now we are going to understand its somewhat its application. In this one, the first thing is there is this graph. I showed you earlier in the lecture that in the last step probably I discussed this one, and in this one again this start with the problem discovery. When the problem here the problem discover and the problem definition. The two important things are that you have to discover the problem, what problem is, and that you have to define it. And you have also create a distinction between the problem definition and the problem symptoms. Because sometimes we are considering symptoms as a problem, but actually we are not focusing on the problem. So that's why we have to create the difference between these two one, that the problem should be identified, not the symptoms. And then uh, uh, another thing is about the planning and the research design. It is another part where we are required to plan the research design. Once the problem has been identified, the next thing is that we have to define the problem, what problem is there. And then here we have to gather the data, and then we have to process the data, analysis, and finally we have to conclude that means you have to draw the conclusion and writing a report. So these are some of the important parts of every research. Even if you read any research paper, or you read any research report, or you read any research thesis, you will find that all the steps are there, like the problem, all these are there. So the main thing is that here start. So if your objective definition, defining the research objective, and then we have to go to the then we have to go about the your secondary data or previous. I think we discussed in the last class about these things, and then these are the experiments and these are the different methods. So this is the overall structure of any research paper. When you're going to write down the research paper, this is the procedure which you have to follow. And then very important, like the formulation of the problem is often more essential than its solution. Albert Einstein, you know about everyone knows about Einstein, and he was a very famous personality of the world. So once he told that the problem is more important than its solution. In other terms, we can say the question is more important than its answer. Because if there is no question, then there will be no answer. So the question is basically opening the doors of the knowledge on the person who has asked the questions, and also on the person who are listening the answer of that question. So that's why I prefer that you should ask the question on the WhatsApp, is when I answer that other people should also get benefit from my answer. And that means your one question is going to benefit a lot of people. So always I think that the question is more important than the answer. But the two things are related with the question. Number one, it should be relevant, relevant with the topic which is under discussion during the class. You might have noticed in your different classes, not in my class, in the different classes, that the students they are asking some questions, those are irrelevant. Those have no any connection with the topic which is being discussed at that time. This is the first condition. This is the first condition to ask the question. Second condition is what? The question should be intelligent. It should not be stupid like this one. There was a one, I still remember, there means I was sitting in a gathering. There was a one famous personality. He said to the people, okay, if you have any question, you can ask. So there was a one person who started to talk, sir, that means where Kajasm got birth. Now see the relevance of the question with the topic. Please keep your mic off. I am getting your voice over here. All the participants are requested to keep your voice off. Thank you very much. So the main thing is that the question should be relevant and it should be intelligent. Then it would be wonderful. In order to ask a relevant question and intelligent question, the person who is asking the question, he should read something before asking the question. For example, if you're coming in the class, so if you know that what topic will be discussed today, it would be highly essential, it would be highly beneficial for the student. They should at least go through the background detail of that one, and at least some example or some questions may be designed by him or her and maybe written, he or she may write on the piece of the paper, and then those questions, if he or she will ask, then definitely these questions will be intelligent as well as like the to the point are relevant question, and the answers of these questions will benefit all the people. Okay, now the basic research problem. When analyzing the when analyzing the research problem, the three things must be considered. Three things. What three things? The first is the total certainty. So in the business world, the total certainty is rare in the practice. It's very difficult. In the very rare cases, you have a complete information of your problem which you are facing. Like the problem is the decreasing the sales of your company in a success city. It is a problem. So now it's very much difficult that you have the complete information about each and everything. It is very rare in the practice. And another there is a situation is there when you have the little information or you do not have any information. These are the two situations when there is no information completely, or when there is a very little information. So now these two cases are extreme. That means most of the time you are facing either you are possessing very little information or you have no information. So this happens in the most of the time. This issue happens with you, and this happens very rare in your life when you have each and everything. Okay, and then another thing is that the managers and decision makers grasp the general nature of the objective desire to realize, but lack of the sufficient information to the nature and underlying business problem. So sometimes managers are decision makers. They have the general overview, like the general overview about our company is losing its market share in a particular city. It is a general overview. But now, what are the reasons? Why the people are why the people have left to buy your product? No one knows about this one. So this is the issue, and normally this happens. Okay, before a quantitative research undertaken, it is essential that there is an insight into the problem business situation. Otherwise, invalid conclusion will be made. So first, it is required that the problem should be discovered and should also be defined. Now the problem is that, for example, the market share of your company is decreasing. The problem has been discovered. Now you have to define the problem, that in which area you are losing your problem. That means that you have created geographical limitations of your problem. That means where you are facing this problem, either in the one city or in the several cities or in the two cities, like this one. You have to define the problem, and then once the problem definition process involves the intermediate step, ascertaining decision makers objective. What are your objective being a decision maker? Your objective may be to maximize the market share of your company to satisfy the maximum number of the customers by the quality, by enhancing the quality of your products, understanding the background of the problem, isolating and identifying the problem. So now it's very important to isolate the symptom from the problem. Like the sometimes we are suffering from the fever. So the fever is a symptom, but sometimes some disorders are available in your body. So that's why this fever is going to tell you, indicate you that some disorders are in your body. So that's why the fever is there. So fever is a symptom, and inside your body there may be certain disorders. It's the same way that in the market, losing market share is a symptom, and but where is the problem? It's another thing. So that means losing your market share is like a fever. So this tells you that some disorder, some issue is in your market, maybe in your management style, anywhere the problem lying. That's why the company is losing its market share. Probably there may be the entry of your competitor in the market. Your competitor has been entered now. That's why you are losing your market share. So now, sometime if you understand, okay, losing market share is an issue, then it will mislead you. So that's why there should be the difference between these two. One, determine the unit of analysis and determine the relevant variables, and you have to find out the variables, like the different problems you have to identify over there, and then you may be required to develop certain hypotheses. Okay, the one hypothesis may be that they're losing the market share because of the entry of new competitor. Another hypothesis may be that we are losing our market share because of the change in the taste of the customer. Another hypothesis may be we are losing our market share because of the decreasing purchasing power of the people who are living in a particular city where you are losing your market share. So these are the types of hypotheses you can develop. And then objective should be stated to the researcher in clear and measurable terms. Now, you are a decision maker, and now you want to they means to solve this problem. Definitely, you will assign this task or assignment to another researcher, and please clearly define all the issues are there, each and everything in a measurable and a clear terms. Like if you remember, we discussed about the SMART objectives: specific, measurable, timely, and attainable. So we talk about this one. So now in the same way, the objective should be a SMART objective. So this should SMART objective. We discuss about this term in during the class. If it is not in your memory, then please Google this topic, and I hope you will get some more knowledge about this one. Okay. In practice, many managers are not able to clearly articulate research objectives. What are the objectives? So sometimes the managers may have not complete information, so therefore they are unable to define or to tell the objectives. Problem or lack of sufficient important information on the underlying business problem, consequently on the formulation of the. So if the problem lack of information is there, or important information is not available about the particular issue, then what will happen, that it will create the problem for a researcher, because researcher wants to get the complete information, and then the researcher will be in a position to conduct a relevant research for you. And then uh, what's happened is, in case where adequate information on the problem situation is available, managers can play important role by helping the researcher. When the complete information or the most of information is available, then this information may be shared with the researcher, and then the researcher can have a that means the quality research over there, the relevant research. That probably he will be in a position to to suggest you some of the practical and the relevant ideas how to solve this problem. Keep in your mind, several times I discussed this in your class, that the researcher can help you in making decision. So the researcher cannot tell you exactly what the problem is there. A researcher cannot guarantee you that if the whatever the solutions which are being offered by the researcher, these solutions will solve your problem. No. There is apart from the research, certain other issues may be over there. So being a decision maker, you have also to consider the suggestions from the researchers as well as some other problem, and then he will be able to solve the problem. In the other case, like the exploratory research, when you do not have the complete information, or still the information is not available, then the good thing is that you should go through the exploratory research and explore the reasons of losing the market share in the particular city. So now the answer of this one, that the exploratory research would be useful for you to collect the basic information, and after that one you can decide. Okay, and then here the uncertainty influence the type of the research. For example, if you are uncertain are certain in the both situation, like then it affects, like the completely certain. When you're completely certain, okay, these are the 5 reasons because of this problem, or because of these 5 reasons this problem persists, like the problem losing market share. You know that because of these 5 reasons we are losing our market share. Then in this regard, for example, I gave you the example that the bank manager of a microfinance bank, when he thinks that people are not lending their people are not depositing their amount which they have lended from us, they are not making their money. So now when the manager is sure, okay, these are the 5 or 6 reasons, then in this situation, I think in this situation, the casual or the descriptive research is enough. You can go through for this one if you have a sure, okay, these are the reasons. Because if you know, if you understand, in the casual research we discuss the 2 things, cause and effect. If you both know, then there is no any problem. If you both know the cause and the cause and problem, then that means you are in a completely certain. Then go and conduct the research, conduct this type of the research or this type of the research. But alternatively, if you have the absolute ambiguity, then in this situation, exploratory research would be highly beneficial for you. And then another thing is about the problem definition and isolating. So already I talked to you that you have to define the problem and isolate this problem from the symptom. Differentiating symptom from the problem is not an easy undertaking and often requires extensive exploratory research and gathering the background information. So when you want to separate the symptom from the problem, then you may be required to conduct the exploratory research. This exploratory research may help you in order to tell you the difference between the symptom and the problem. Okay, and then another help you may get, the expert judgment and creativity must be exercised. Now, in this issue, you can also get some help from the experts. So, experts in your area can help you to decide how to separate uh, that means how to separate the symptom from the issue. Some industry experts may be there, local people may be there, certain other managers may be, so many like the academicians are also there, they may help you. So different people are there, they can help you to separate the problem from the symptom. Like for example, there is an example like this one, that the organization like the XYZ organization. Now the problem is that the neighboring swimming association in a soccer city. Now you know the swimming is how much it is a charming job during the hot summer. during the hot summer, like the average temperature remains above the 40 degree centigrade in the Sakhar city. So in this situation, swimming is a very really a very charming job to do it, and most of the people they want to have it. But the problem is that the neighboring swimming association in the Sakhar city organization. Now the symptom is what? Uh, Now the symptom is what? That this company that the declining membership. So the issue is that every day this organization is. जी? No, no, no. So the problem is that the declining membership. So every day they are losing the membership. What is the reason? Okay, observe the years in the new recreational park with the swimming facilities open in the city some years back. Now the symptom is the declining the membership. Okay, and now this is the what? This is a symptom. This is the symptom, and then its reason is that a new recreational park facilities, new recreational park facilities have been started in the Sakhar city, so that's why the most people they are preferring to go over there. Because in your organization is just offering the swimming facilities. But when the new swimming park or new swimming facilities have been opened, amusement park or recreational park has been opened in the Sakhar city 1 or 2 years ago. Now this city is not only offering the swimming facilities, but also it is also offering the recreational facilities. So now there are double attractions are there. In your case, there is only one attraction of the swimming, but here in this one, that double attraction, recreation as well as swimming. These two things are. So that's why the people they are being attracted by that your competitors, not by you. So that's why day by day you are losing your market share. So now the problem definition, symptom based. Now if you define the problem based on the symptom, then what's happened is the resident prefer the recreational park swimming facilities. But the problem is what? Actually, problem is that the demographic changes have resulted in fewer younger people interested in using the neighboring swimming association in the Sakhar city. So probably now this symptom, the actual problem that the number of the young people has been number of young people has been decreased. Probably there may be the urban migration. Most of the young people, when they are completing their education, they prefer to go the big cities in Pakistan, like the Hyderabad, Karachi, like the Lahore, Islamabad, Peshawar, the people they may prefer to go to these big cities because of the attractive job opportunities over there. Probably so many different young people they are also going outside the Pakistan. Again, the reason is that urban migration that there is more attractive job opportunities and more lavish life is over there. So now the problem now what we understood based on the symptom that the recreational park facilities and what actually the problem is the demographic changes are there. So in this way, this was example how to differentiate your problem from the symptoms. And then now for the about organization, the same example 20 years old neighboring swimming pool association in a major city and then symptom membership has been declining for the years. New park in like this one we discussed, the same is there. Demographic changes, actually the problem is this one. This 20 years old neighboring have grown up. Older residents are no longer swimming anywhere. Are they not interested in the swimming? So now this is a symptom based like a problem, and this is the true problem or the actual problem. So in this one, the symptom have been keep away from the problem, and then uh, who are desired is such a subject, the whole organization, department, work group, or individual. The problem definition process and determining unit of analysis. The unit of analysis, which unit is interested? It is the problem of the whole organization, or it's a problem of a particular department of the organization, like the finance department, marketing department, HR department. So now, which the means, or it's a problem of the work group. For example, cross-sectional teams are there. There's a new concept that the cross-sectional teams, that the companies they are forming certain teams from, and where they are taking the people from the different sections of its organization, and they are making a one work group. It is a problem, or even it is a problem of an individual person. So it is unit of analysis. You have to determine either it's a problem of the whole organization, right? Because if the problem of the whole organization, then it's a big problem. For example, employee turnover. More people they are leaving you and less people they are joining you. Now it is the problem of the whole organization. How to tackle, how to solve this problem? Now the symptom is that the people to high turnover. What are the reasons? And then research problem can be sometimes analyzed using the more than one unit of analysis. Sometimes the problem maybe the whole organization and the department. Now, problem may be of these two units, or the problem may be of the three units. Now, for example, the whole organization, high turnover, but only particularly from the manufacturing department. Organization is facing the turnover, high turnover of employees, and the issue is that this is only from department like the manufacturing department. So now these two units of analysis are there. And then another thing is like the problem definition, determining the relevant variables. So which are the relevant variables are there? All key variables should be identified in the problem definition. Like that, and variable can be classified as being continuous, categorical, dependent, independent. Normally, in the research, so we have the one dependent variable and another is an independent variable, where we want to measure the impact of the independent variable or independent variables on the dependent variable. And there may be categorical variable like the gender, male or female, like the age, different categories of the ages are there, and the continuous have infinite number of the possible values, sales volumes. So now these are the different variables are there. And then hypothesis. Hypothesis and objectives. Problem definition results of efforts result in the statement of research question and objectives. So with the help of these two things, research questions and research objectives. Research objective and research questions, you are making these two, one objective and the questions. And then research questions should be as specific as possible. Your research questions are specific. Your objectives are broader. Your objectives are the broader, but your research questions should be as specific as possible. And then the research problem process definition, research questions, hypotheses, and objectives. Okay. Research objectives explain the purpose of research in measurable terms and define the standards of the what research should accomplish. Now, in this way, you have to find out the overall the objective of your research. Now, there may be one objective, there may be several objectives, but normally in the research paper, if we are writing research paper, there may be one or two objectives. But in the research thesis, PhD level thesis, or MPhil, there may be the several objectives. Research of indicated information needed by the manager. So if you want to know more, then the Zickman book is available, Exhibit 6.4, and the page number 100. And here, because of the time limitation, I'm going to end this lecture here. It is almost 31 minutes. So after 35 minutes, I would be required to close down my lecture. So today we are ending our lecture in this slide. And inshallah, from tomorrow at the same time at 12 p.m., 12 noon, again we will meet in the remaining topic which we will cover. Again, I inform you that the lectures of the last video of the last two lectures have been uploaded on my YouTube channel. Please visit over there, and if you want to download or anything, whatever you want to do, you can do over there. Thank you very much for your time. And again, if you have any questions, you can send me your questions on our WhatsApp group, and I will try my best to answer your question. So further, you are also requested, please read the additional material. Like the different research books are there. The very famous book is is written by the William Zickman. It's a wonderful book. Please have your own copy of this book and read it, and that whatever topic which we have discussed, you should read the relevant information or additional material from these books. Certain Sanger's book is also there. Different good books are there. If you require, I can send you the soft copies of the different books, and you can read it from there. Okay, thank you very much.